So the 18th verse in this 14th chapter, it's a very interesting one which talks about where who will go. Urdhvam gachanti sattvastaha madhye tishtanti rajasaha jangya guna vrittistaha ado gachanti tamasaha. So the meaning of this is, let's say a person remains in sattva, that is, his chitta is throwing out only sattvic qualities, and we have seen what are the sattvic qualities, so we don't have to go back to that. But let's say that he is leading a moral life and doing a lot of donation and doing all kind of sincere, legitimate and legal things, then the person will go higher up. In this, the human nature is non-gratitude oriented, but the higher being, when he is in sattva, abides to feeling very much gratitude and grateful to people, and does not harm himself and harm others. So it is more about the person who has put in good amount of effort on the yama and niyama, or on what we covered in the 12th chapter, the 40 qualities of a bhakta. He has mastered some of it, and some of it he is mastering. Then he goes up. Madhye tishtanti rajasaha. So normally person with this mentality will stay wherever he is, because there's a lot of excitement in the person. So he's neither going towards sattvic nor going the tamasic. So he has a balance, so he stays in the middle. So Jagnya guna vrittistaha. So those gunas which bring in lot of aspiration, lot of greed and jealousy and all of that, which a person would love to do it, and also makes his mind clouded with delusion, that person goes further down. So the further down is that there are people who believe that there is no rebirth. So whatever is there in this life, in just enjoy. And however you get it, you get it. It doesn't matter whether it is in the right way you get it or a wrong way you get it. Just get it. There's no point in waiting for something to happen. So they mistake sorrow for the joy. And then they use a word, no pain, no gain. So with that intention, they get into tamas. And they don't have any capacity to identify between happiness and unhappiness. They feel that unhappiness is part of happiness. So somebody has caused that unhappiness to arise, and then they have to do something about it. Whereas the sattvic people would look at the self-fulfilling, peaceful, meaningful life, and the rajasic is a mixed fruit of punya and papa. So it keeps on working, and the person thinks that I am working on that. So there is no way to say that he has achieved something or he has not achieved something, because that something as an achievement is always measurable. So the rajasic kind of people are calculative, measuring oriented, very methodical, very planned oriented, and then have a very determined state of mind to achieve something. So it can be in terms of relationship, in terms of profession, in terms of personal life, or whatever they choose. They want things to happen, and they will go any extent to make that happen. So sometimes in the quest of making things happen, they will also use wrong side of the equation, and then they fall into the lower issues, but also they will be doing a lot of good act. So they have a pain and pleasure cycle following them all the time. And the only factor why they do that is that they have a very competitive attitude. They keep on comparing themselves with others, whether it is good or bad, and they want to ensure that they're in the good side. So if somebody gives them feedback which will make them feel good, they will do that. So these people are Rajasic. So they stay wherever they are. They neither go up nor they go down. If you don't have any question, then the 19th verse, 19th verse will open up something for us. We generally believe that there is a person, there is an individual who is working towards liberation or working towards bondage or working towards this or that. What this 19th shloka says is that there is no person at all. Na anyam gunebhyah kartaram yada drashta anupashyati gunebhyah cha parama vetti madbhavam sah adhigacchati. So he says that there is no other than the gunas. If that is clearly seen by the seeker, then he realizes that there is no point in going behind gunas. Instead, he will start going behind the consciousness, which is the me in everything. So initially, the sattvic person believes that there is a God, which he has to somehow please. Whereas the tamasic person believes that there is no God, and he believes that nothing is going to happen. He has to do something now. And the Rajasic person is mixed package. So now how do we transcend the gunas? So first and foremost, you have to come out of this mad view that God exists on one side and God doesn't exist on the other side. They both are wrong destination. One of them will be sattvic, another one will be tamasic. If somebody believes that God doesn't exist, then there is tamasic. If they believe that God exists and also God doesn't exist, then it is rajasic. Then if somebody were to say that God exists for definitive sense and I am going to merge with him, then it is sattvic. So the person will not be able to get liberated. He will get realized as a sattvic person, but will never get liberated, because guna are just gunas. They are not person. And they are part of prakriti. So you will never be able to attain liberation with this. Any questions here?
Those who are not believer of God and believer of God, are you treating them equal?
Yes, as far as the guna is concerned, they both are equal. One goes down, another goes up. That's all. That's what we covered in the 18th one.
Yes.
So the one who believes that God exists will go up. The one who believes God doesn't exist will go down. The one who is literally working towards everything and he attains punya and papa will stay wherever he or she is. But it's just guna. That's all. There's no person there.
Is it like this? If I believe that God exists, then I am sattvic, I am going up.
Yes, you are going up.
Going up means what? What is that up here?
Up means that you might be born as a deva or you will go to heaven, basically.
Okay. Upper lokas. Okay. So, if I believe that there's a God, I will go up. That means I will remain through my punyam in that loka, and again I'll come back to this human life, right?
Yes.
That is what our learning so far.
Yes, that's what is also said here.
And with the mix of both then I will be there only in human for a number of years.
Correct.
And if I do something tamasic, and then I will go to bottom, and it takes very lot of effort to come up again because
Yes.
already polluted.
Yes.
So both are going either up or either down, or somewhere you will remain. So you should be out of all three. That is a message, right, in the next one.
Yes.
If you are out of all three, that means we are out of this Prakriti influence.
Yes.
Highly influenced by Prakriti.
You have transcended the gunas, because guna is part of Prakriti.
Gunas.
But to operate in this world, we need to have one of these gunas, right? All the three gunas in some
You
form.
will be having all the three gunas. You are just doing a drama, but you are not attaching anything to those gunas.
But then still you are using those gunas.
As long as you exist in this world, whichever that world is, whether a Deva world or a Brahma world or a human world or an animal world, you are within gunas.
Correct. So then how to operate? So you're just using, you recognize it and then use it to interact with the world.
Yes. It is just a transaction.
Okay.
Nothing else. See, every person we are going to meet is made out of three gunas only. So you are identifying the guna of the person. Oh, he is a Rajasic guna or a Sattvic guna or a Tamasic guna. You are not going to change him to something. You are just going to identify him and transact with him the way it should be done.
So realization possible only for Sattvic guna in out of
Yes.
these three.
Yes.
Okay. Now for you to liberate, realizations must. So you should have more of Sattvic guna, and then you have to leave that also.
You have to leave all the three. Let us look it in this way.
Yeah, but when you have more of Sattvic, generally other two will be less.
Yes, it will be like this. Let's say you are
So journey.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. But
No, journey from now existing life to liberation. First is you have to get realization. For that realization, Sattvic root and realization, then liberation.
correct.
But and for realization, Sattvic is required, because if you leave all three, then you are already liberated, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So the correct direction is Sattvic.
Yes.
And in this life only Sattvic, and before you die, you should have attained that the next level of liberation. If you are unable to do that, but you will again born as a Sattvic person. If you have too much of punyam, you will go to upper loka and come. After that, you come back to Manava loka, right?
Yes.
But why this punishment to that jiva, that you will go to upper loka to clear all your karmas, then you'll come to this Mano loka. The reason is Rajasic person will be there only, right? But
Yes.
only Sattvic person will go up and come down.
Yes.
It's a punishment for him. Now you are delaying your own liberation.
Yes. That is the reason he says you have to do a gunatita.
Okay.
If you are not a gunatita, you cannot tolerate the sattvic guna forever, meaning you cannot sustain it. So it will become corrupted along with rajas and tamas.
Mm-hmm. See, same Bhagavadgita is interpreted by three: Dvaita, Advaita, Shishta Advaitas. And Advaita says, yes, Gunatita. But Dvaita says, it is a Prakriti, it is there. And you have Mahavishnu. And how in the same sloka they are interpreting in three ways.
Okay, so first, I don't mind going into this. It's very nice.
This gives a clarity. But for me, I equally respect all.
No,
But,
it is okay. See, the thing is,
recently, just last week, I read the same Bhagavad Gita is interpreted by three philosophies in three ways.
yes.
And now, how you are trying to give that clarification, how these three people are doing, then what is that you are trying to give a message?
Okay, so that's a good question. So let's first understand Dvaita. It is more easier than
Yeah.
Advaita.
Yes.
So what is duality in real sense? The world is dual. Simple. So what Madhvacharya did is to prove the point that everything you see is dual. So you cannot remove one. and say that it is not there. So it becomes Mayavada. So he crushed the Mayavada, that everything is Maya. He said, if you get hurt, it is not Maya. You are feeling that you are having the blood coming out and all that thing is happening. So world is as real as Brahman. So if I am a Madhva follower, if I were to interpret this Bhagavad Gita, I will, wherever Sri Bhagavan Uvacha comes, I will make it as Sri Hari. Okay, and then I will say that all the supreme things are Sri Hari itself. So one has to literally please Sri Hari to bless, to see the Advaita in everything. Otherwise you can't see. This is how Madhvacharya proved that the world is like this because of Taratamya. So you need to do some evaluation. You just cannot make things that everybody can attain something like that. There is something called as a papi and there is something called as a punya person, and these gunas are going to bind that person. A papi can never get liberated or realized, and the punya person can work towards realization and liberation, provided the punya jivi is blessed by Sri Hari, not otherwise. Just because somebody has a punya doesn't mean that he will be able to realize and liberate. And if it's a papi, then that person who has done sins will never be able to realize. And that is what the Bhagavad Gita 18th verse says, that one goes down, another goes up, another one stays wherever he is. So the Dvaita is the reality. Any questions here, Bhatt? On interpretation as
no, that is clear. Yeah, I think I will listen to all three. Then maybe
okay.
some clarifications.
Now coming to Vishishta Advaita. Vishishta here is that there is a Dvaita for certain things and there is Advaita in certain things. So what Ramanujacharya did is to understand Shankara's teaching and see that everything cannot be put in an Advaitic point of view. That is, everything is illusory oriented. It is indeed an illusion, but the illusion itself is created by the consciousness, and in this case Sri Hari. So it is Sri Hari who can remove the illusion through Lakshmi. And then the Lakshmi or Sri has to bless that individual to see his own self. So it is not possible for everyone to achieve this state, and the Vishishta here is that there is Sri, and Sri will tell how to reach the higher. So there is Shakti and there is this Purusha. Okay, so the Shakti representing the Prakriti, and Prakriti has to bless for a person to see from Prakriti what is Purusha. Otherwise it is not possible. So Vishnu cannot be seen in general ways. Vishnu can only be seen through the mother. Just like if you were to go and meet Shiva, you require Parvati's blessing, and you require Subramania's blessing, and also you require Ganesha blessing to meet Shiva. In the same way, you require the blessing of Lakshmi to understand. So this gunas, which are part of Prakriti, which is called as Mula Prakriti, can never be understood by anyone except for the Narayana himself or the Vishnu himself showing it for you. Otherwise, nobody can claim that he or she can see it, because there is again Dvaita in that, meaning one cannot get rid of the world, no matter how much he tries to do that, because world is as real as Vishnu, or in this case Brahman. So Brahman is also Satya and Jagat is also Satya. However, when one is able to interact through the mother, and the Father then opens up, then only you can see that the world is unreal and the Brahman is real. So this is what Vishishta Advaita root is all about. Now we come to Advaita. What it means is that if a person, or rather all beings, especially humans, have the ability to see within themselves the real I through neti neti. So if they try negating correctly, either through the Upanishadic way or Bhagvadgita or through the Brahma Sutras, then one can see what is real and what is unreal. So that means everyone has an ability to achieve realization and also liberation from this samsara. So it is not that any God can bestow that for you. You have to put your effort to get into that direction. There is a bhakti, but that bhakti is not a blind bhakti that God will do it for me. However, one needs to have the belief that there is this Sri Hari who is going to help, and for that you need to set up the moral foundation. So he created something called as sadhana chatushtaya. That is missing in both Madhva as well as the Vishishta Advaita, because the basis of both of them is to surrender to God rather than working out on yourself. And since the sadhana has to be blessed by Sri Hari in the other two cases, Shankara's view was that this sadhana is yours, that jiva is, it's nothing to do with God. The jiva is trying to merge with God, and not the God is trying to merge with the jiva. God is always there with the jiva, but the jiva is not able to recognize. The only reason why the person is not able to recognize is because he has kleshas or impurities in his mind or her mind. And because there is this impurities, the sadhana is not able to be done. So then he found out that how to do the sadhana. So people were blindly following rituals. So he said that that is not how it has to be done. So he created this sadhana chatushtaya to make sure that people become more and more moral. And when the moral foundation gets into action, the person's mind automatically runs towards Satva, and the more the Satva the person becomes, the more he can grow, and hence he can realize. The moment he realizes the truth, he knows that he has to transcend the Satva, Rajas, Tamas as indicated in the Bhagvadgita. So he made the Prasthana Traya, so that you have the tool, you have the technique, and you know what needs to be done. So this is the Shankara. Whereas the other two don't have this sadhana chatushtaya, because they believed that this will not lead everyone to get realized, because there is also a concept of papa and punya. There is a jivi, and the jivi has limitation. The Brahman has no limitation. However, jivi has limitation. In a limitation, one cannot transcend the unlimited one. That is not possible. So you require Sri Hari to show it for you. So if I am a Madhva follower, I will more often write from what Sri Hari would do. If I am a Vishishta Advaita follower, then I will bring Amma into existence and also Appa into existence in such a way that the mother will show me the father. And if I am a true Vedantin of Advaita, I will write in the way of Advaita, that world is unreal and Brahman is real. That's what it would mean.
Okay, both the first two philosophies, Dvaita and Vishishtadvaita, there is in between one God. But the Advaita, there is no God. You have, what you are talking is, you have that sadhana chatushtaya. That means you are talking about Viveka, Vairagya, and then Shat Sampatti.
Correct.
Shama, Dhamma, Uparati, Titiksha,
Samadhana.
Samadhana and Mumukshatva.
Correct.
There is no God in between, right here.
Yes. Correct.
This is where exactly now I got stuck. Actually, what we are practicing is there are temples, there are butts, and then there are gods. And Shankaracharya created that, so many shlokas on so many god, goddess, and all that. The teaching what is available here and what is being practicing is for Shankaracharya also in between there is a God was my thinking so far. But from the teaching point of view, there is no God. Is there a two ways Shankaracharya also taught? One is that you follow Panchayatana Puja system where Shiva, Vishnu, all are there. And then other side is as our Patanjali Yoga Sutra. And that sadhana chatushtaya, you follow that. Is there a two way Shankaracharya taught here?
No, I think some time ago we spoke about the sadhaka, different kind, and then a person doesn't even believe God exists, for how you will move from karma kanda to all of that, right? That is what Shankara did. He gave tools for people who had different kind of ideas. So for those people who were bent upon God existing, so he showed them how God exists. It can be Sri Hari as a Shiva or Parvati or whatever it is. And he was able to do that. Whereas in the case who were Jignasi or who were Jnanis, he started directly. If you were to look at Aparoksha Anubhuti or the Panchadashi and all that, there is no God or anything in between there. So he...
Can I say safely, for a Jnani, Shankaracharya gave the clear route, shortcut. Shortcut means they can quickly achieve.
Correct.
And for other people, okay, if you believe in God, that also he has given some idea. Yes, you can follow that also. Can I say that way safely?
Yes, because see, in the Hindu philosophy, Brahman is God. Simple.
Brahman is God, yes.
Right. So Brahman can take a form of Vishnu, can take a form of Shiva, can take a form of Parvati and all that, right? So now you have two approaches. One is that you have the Savikalpa Samadhi. And you have another one called as Nirvikalpak Samadhi. So Shankara gave tools for both. One who has Savikalpa Samadhi.
Yes, that was my doubt. He gave for both. He says if you have Shiva or Vishnu, you do that Bhakti Marga. Yes, fully fine. He also taught that if you want Jnana Marga, you can follow that also. I think he taught both, right?
Yes, he gave...
And other two, they have taught only Bhakti Marga.
No, because I'll tell you why. See, the Jnana Marga is not for everyone.
Yes.
Because mind has a power of imagination. So you have Vikalpa. You cannot remove Vikalpa. You are imagining a wife. Can you remove that? So if you
life will be there.
If I remove the wife from the mind, then I have gone into Nirvikalpa.
Yes.
But my mind is holding on to wife, so I cannot remove it immediately. So what I should do, I should take the help of a tool called as God. To see that wife doesn't exist, or husband doesn't exist, or the child doesn't exist, and all that. So the Shankara way of directly taking consciousness as consciousness is not understood or experienced by all. Like if you look at the Bhaja Govindam, he says Kate Kanta Kaste Putra Samsaro Yama Ativa Vichitraha. So can we implement that? Kate Kanta, who is your wife? Kate Putra. He said,
correct. I think that's the best example. Bhaja Govindam, he said you have a God in between also. I think he has taught both in this, right?
Yes.
One is Jnana Marga, another is Bhakti Marga.
Yes. So for those people who could not understand anything at all, he said, Savikalpa Samadhi is also possible. It is written in the Upanishad. So I am taking it from the Upanishad only. Why are you fighting with me? So if you take this Kathopanishad, or you take the Taittiriya Upanishad or Aitreya Upanishad and all of that, they talk about Savikalpa Samadhi also being there. Why that? Even this Bhadram Karnebi Shrunayama Devaha, that is on Savikalpa Samadhi actually.
Yes, Savikalpa.
Right. So in our 6 philosophies, right from Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Vedanta, all of that, we have this Savikalpa Samadhi. Whereas if you take Yoga and Sankhya, they don't have anything called as Savikalpa Samadhi. It's directly Nirvikalpa.
Yeah, see, for people like us, we started with this so-called Savikalpa, as per Shankaracharya, Bhagvadgita, Kinchidadita, Ganga Jala. That is there, na? At least you read some Bhagavad-gita, at least you drink that Ganga Jala, at least, read something, do some archana, you do it. So you will be away from the mrityu. That's what he says in that shloka.
Correct.
So that is what, we have been practicing, is my understanding. I was thinking, why, we say that we are a Shankaracharya of descendants, and then we are doing all that. I was doubting. Now I think I have understood. This is for people like us. Yes, do that. That means either Madhva or Ramanuja or Shankara, this category is one category.
Correct.
That is, every day you will have some photo and you will do some puja, and you will always surrender to that God.
Yes.
And next step you are talking, that is jnana. That
Correct.
you have to cross this, otherwise your mind is not matured enough. So
Yes.
to cross that, this is called negation, niti, what you are talking now. That means, oh God, it is there in your mind only, actually it is not there. Only Brahman is the reality.
Correct.
So you will start realizing through these discussions and all that. Now you leave that, not required for you, and just get into the space of this liberation, and then to final to liberation.
No, first
That
you
is
are going
what
to-
I think the teaching as a jnana.
Correct. See, the Savikalpa Samadhi will show
So
you.
what I have been doing so far, it is not wrong. That will not take you to finally moksha. That is your message.
Yes, see, the thing is like this. See, there are 3-step process. First step process is to cleanse the mind. What it means is that you go
Yes.
towards sattvic. Right.
Yes.
So the more sattvic you become, the God-fearing man or person will become, right? You will start fearing.
Yes, correct.
Right. So the more the tamasic, you will not fear anything. You'll say that who knows, right? So
Yes.
Ravana
type. Yeah.
Yeah. See, even in the office, if you were to take, you will find sattvic people. You'll see the tamasic people. Tamasic people don't
Correct.
care much about the ethics.
Yes.
They will find shortcut in anything, and if they have rajas flowing into tamas, they will execute it. Let's say the project is going to end up 3 months from today, and I am knowing very well that it will not end, so I will send an email to all congratulating that we are almost there, and this and that, and just to get a praise and all that. And if the boss confronts me that why did you do like this, then I will say that look, this project is running forever, so I did my best. You see how it is, and if need be, I will jump into another team. So I don't mind doing that because I have tamas. Now there is a sattvic individual. What he will do? He will be so careful for everything.
Yes.
He will not tell lies, he will not cheat, he will not do something which is going to harm the organization, he will not do something which will harm the team and all that. But he will not be able to deliver, because Satva will ensure that nothing gets delivered. You require rajas.
Is it? Okay.
No, the sattvic.
Yeah, correct.
You require the rajas.
Yeah.
So the persons who remain, meaning to say who remain on organization chart forever, are those people who are either tamasic or rajasic. You will not find many sattva people being there in the organization. Why? Because they are so transparent that they ultimately people will run over them.
Yes.
Tamasic people, you really don't know what they are. So you can't say whether they will do or they will not do, because they are also lethargic. They put the blame on somebody and they know how to play around and all of that. Rajasic kind of people are very aggressive and they are very strong-witted. They know the subject. They will play games. They will play politics and all that. So this is the Rajasic kind.
Yeah, Rajasic people can borrow easily Sattvic or Tamasic based on the need, right?
Exactly. So they are in between, right? So they have Papa and Punya.
Yes.
Whereas a Sattvic person, the way he enters looks like he's a very meek person because he doesn't have Tamas.
He's not fit to be in the organization. Correct.
Yes. Correct. So he will automatically turn towards sannyas.
Correct. He'll think, what is this? Nothing is working here. Yes.
Right. Only those people who are blind, like Tamas, can survive for a long time in an organization politics. Otherwise, it is not, unless the person manipulates, he cannot stay there. So what he does is, he borrows the effort from the Rajas, puts into Tamas, so he will not do anything except for passing the buck to somebody else.
Correct.
And he survives and he gets promoted. Whereas a Sattvic person will go and say, look, this project is not doing well and we need to do like that and like this. So the boss will say, I hired you not to give complaints. You are, you instead of solving, you are bringing it to me. I don't like it. You solve it.
That is in the worldly life explanation. But for spiritual life explanation, the other person, Sattvic person will be much more...
yes. So
have punyam and all that. Journey will be much smoother for you. Because it's not attached.
Now what happens? The more Sattvic you become, the more materialistic pauper you become.
Yes.
The more Tamasic you become, the more materialistic comfortable you become.
Yes.
So this is how it works. God and no God.
So, as per this philosophy now, what you have been teaching us, we are all at home, we have puja system, or we go to temple, we follow that. Now, what you are teaching us is, that is one step, because it is having trigunas in that.
Yes.
Why don't you come out of that, so that you will be realized, and after that you will be liberated.
Correct.
So coming out process is this jnanam process, correct?
Yes. You have to come into the nirvikalpa samadhi. So let us say, but in your case, you like Durga, right? The moment Durga is there, you are in savikalpa, just like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, he was attached to Kali.
Exactly. It is the connection is something very similar. We have our family deity and we keep praying for.
Yes. There is nothing wrong in that. But you will only turn Sattvic, that's all.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling. Nothing wrong is not... Actually, if you want to do... Maybe realization may happen in this stage, but liberation will not happen because I am connected with her.
Yes. So the person gets stuck.
And finally, I have to say, that is also not real.
That is what the illusion is all about.
It's an imagination.
Correct.
It's an illusion. It's the imagination, so-called Durga. So, once you are coming away from there, that is also some pollution within my, purity, Brahman. Brahman is covered with Durga now.
Yes.
So, you have to remove that Durga wrapper, then you will have Brahman inside. That
Exactly. So, because Brahman is seen as Durga. And a Tamasic person sees Brahman as nothing.
But here, see, teaching, I don't know, it's textbook teaching. He says, you see everything like God around you.
That's correct.
Even God means Brahman.
Yes.
That is the teaching which I think we have studied from childhood, for all of us.
No, that is how it should be. When you say God, it is not an individual God, right?
Yeah, everything around us, material is also God.
Yes, that is correct.
Material is also Brahman.
That is correct.
Are you telling that material is not Brahman? Material is material.
No. Material in the sense, if there is a combination of Prithvi, Apo, Vayo, Tejo, that has happened due to Brahman.
Yes. Yeah, that has happened due to Brahman.
Correct. But how do you see it?
Which means it is Brahma's Srishti, right?
No. Brahma is a Srishti Karta. So now you come to the root cause. The Brahma.
Again, I'm coming to Brahman only.
Okay.
Brahman. The material is there around us because of Brahman. Can I say that way?
No. Prakriti is independent of Purusha. So it both are Ananta.
Yeah. Yes, this is what you studied. That's clear.
So if it is Ananta.
Now we are bound with the Prakriti. You say that just remove all that, whatever is there binding. One is that physical binding, second is your mental binding.
Correct.
Sukshma.
Correct.
And when you are away from there, you are realized.
Correct.
Realized. That is what some experiences you people had. That realization is nothing but from the Srishti level in your mind, some realization has happened.
Correct.
So Srishti has seen Brahman. Later, Brahman will see Brahman.
Later you will remove the Srishti also, wherein only Brahman exists, nothing else.
Yeah, correct. First step is you have God. Second step is a realization, so-called Prakriti sees Purusha. Later on, the Prakriti also your Purusha is seeing Purusha.
You are that Purusha. There is no seeing of anything.
Yes. That is what I am. Yes, correct.
Correct. So that becomes Tattvam Asi.
Tattvam Asi.
So now the choice we need to make between the three things what we spoke about, that is, one is Siddhi, second one is realization, third one is liberation. The Siddhi is the Savikalpa Samadhi route, where you will get a lot of Siddhi.
Yeah, Siddhi is very easy to understand now. Anything we achieve, it's Siddhi.
Yes.
It can be materialistic, it can be some knowledge, it can be some, acquiring something. Everything is Siddhi. Because we put some effort, Siddhi comes.
Yes. Realization is that Brahman, Satya, Jagat, Mithya is the realization.
Brahman, Satya, Jagat, Mithya. And it happens from our mind only. Because
yes,
mind
absolutely. So you will see, so this is the second step, that Brahman, Satya, Jagat, Mithya happens.
Yes.
Immediately after that, if you were to work it out, you will only see Brahman. That is, you will only see pure consciousness everywhere. You will not see anything called as Mithya or Satya or anything like that.
Yeah, you see Brahman everywhere.
And that Brahman everywhere.
Because that Mithya is not there. You are not putting any effort to see Mithya, because Mithya itself is removed from your mind.
Yes, so the ignorance is gone. Then what happens is you will experience Aham Brahmasmi.
Yes.
So these are the three steps.
Yes.
Which is what Shankara says.
It's convincing.
Whereas Madhva says that Aham Brahmasmi is a wrong word to use, because you cannot. Because still Aham is there in that.
Yeah, end goal is still you have created God in your mind. That's the reason.
Yeah, so he said...
The end goal is Madhva is Sriman Narayana.
Sriman Narayana. So he says that Sri Hari has to say whether you are liberated or not. You cannot say that I am a liberated person. Okay.
All this is Suktam, what we study, everything ends in some God.
Yes. So nothing can come out of nothing. Something comes out of something. So remove that something, it becomes nothing. But then nothing cannot come out of nothing. So that is where things get very much muddled up. Meaning, if you take a Savikalpa Samadhi and Nirvikalpa route, Nirvikalpa means you cannot imagine at all, which means nothing, which becomes Shunya, which becomes Shunya. So this is where the Buddhist and the Vedantins had a fight. The current Buddhist, or wherever Shankara was there, that Buddhist versus Shankara, right? Because
Correct.
nothing can come out of something, cannot come out of nothing. Nothing can come out of nothing. Something cannot come out of something. I don't know how far you understood what I'm trying to say.
Now, word-wise, I have understood. See, nothingness is shunya. That I have understood, and that is also Brahman.
Correct.
Because there is no gunas. That's the reason nothing.
Correct.
But there is something because it is a full of power.
So from nothing.
And Vedantin said it is full of energy, purnatva.
Yes.
And Buddhism said there is nothing inside because no gunas. So it is shunya.
Yes.
But both are same for jnanis.
Yes, both are same for Jnani, because even in
That is the reason Buddha is also one of the Dashavatara. Last that avatar what we have mentioned.
correct.
It is fully accepted that it is a part of our Bharata, Indian philosophy.
Yes. So when we see the Vishnu, it is pure consciousness. So whoever taught pure consciousness are all there, from Rama to Krishna to all of that, and ending with Buddha. So now coming with the nothing can come out of nothingness means world cannot be created out of nothing. For world to be created, the energy or the consciousness has to be there. So the consciousness is the one which fills into the vacuum called nothing. So the shunya is consciousness, which is Brahman. So Brahman fills everywhere, and hence nothing will remain and nothing can come out of nothing, which is Purnatva. Now coming...
See here, as per this philosophy, Purnatva means everywhere it is Brahman. There is no other space. But
Correct.
Prakriti is where? Now, so when there is no other space, where is that Prakriti is residing?
Prakriti is not connected with Purusha at all. That's what it means.
No. My question is, Purnatva or Brahman is there everywhere.
Correct.
Shunya.
Correct.
Everywhere it is there.
Correct.
But is there Prakriti inside?
Prakriti is there in the Mula Prakriti.
Because there is no meaning. There is no meaning in that statement. When Brahman statement is Purnatva, there is no space for Prakriti anywhere. Because Brahman is fully occupied.
Yes.
How do you prove, how will you prove that Prakriti is existing?
Very nice. So if you believe that Prakriti doesn't exist, then it becomes Shunya.
It is Brahman.
No, that is correct. But what is Shunya? Only Brahman exists, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now only Brahman exists, but Purusha is also Ananta, Prakriti is also Ananta. So where are you going to put the Prakriti? Then you have to say Prakriti is part of Purusha, which is not true.
Not true.
So what they did, how did they solve this equation, or a simultaneous equation, or whatever equation we want to call, is at the end what you experience is nothingness of Brahman. That means Brahman alone is experienced and nothing else.
Correct.
And that's all.
So
Who experience?
there is nothing called Prakriti.
In mind.
It is only your mind thinks Prakriti.
That is
but
gone.
Actually,
Yes.
it is not there.
Yes, the mind, the Prakriti from the mind is removed. It doesn't.
Yeah, that is called exactly, Dvaita means Prakriti. They accept that philosophy that yes, it is there and Brahman is there. Now, when you go to the next level, it will be Prakriti will be fully dropped from your mind. When there is no mind, there is no experience of Prakriti.
Yes.
And it is only Purusha.
Correct. That is what you will experience. And that is Brahman.
I never thought we will discuss so much in this sloka.
No. That's the
Some
reason.
clarity has come.
That's the reason I told you that this shloka will put you on a toss or a shocking thing. Because when I first read the shloka, I remembered you a lot.
I thought I will not discuss anything in that shloka today. Because I read it 2 times, then it says that Nanya Gunebhya Kartaram. Yeah.
Hmm. So now I think it is 9:23. We can do this one shloka and end. So now we come to 20th. So he explains what it is, the attainment. Gunan etan atitya trin dehi deha sam udbhavan janma mrityu jara dukkaihi vimuktaha amritam ashnute. So one who crosses beyond these three gunas, even in spiritual domain I'm talking about,
Yeah.
out of which the body is evolved. That is, say that based upon the sattva, you get a sattvic body. Based upon the rajas, you get a rajasic body. Based upon the tamas, you get a tamasic body. But whoever gets that body, even though has Brahman or Atman or whatever you want to call inside, that will have Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Dukkaihi. All the four would be there. But one who transcends it will Vimuktaha Amritam Ashnute, is freed and attains immortality because there is no longer attachment to Prakriti. So this is what is the attainment. So he is throwing a brownie point there. Why don't you come and catch this? You move from the Savikalpa Samadhi to Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Remove the Sattva, Rajas, Tamas from your mind. Because the mind is made up of only these three gunas. There is no person called as a person. Like this Vilas as a person is really only Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Nothing more than that. So sometimes Vilas reacts sattvically, sometimes Vilas reacts rajasic, sometimes he reacts tamasic, depending upon what is flowing in his chitta. So there is no person there. So if you transcend from all the three gunas and don't attach to Vilas at all, what happens? You will attain immortality. With that, I think we can end for today. Otherwise, the next one, he will start asking questions.
Yeah.
So what we need to do is that we need to transcend the Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Meaning, first we don't know where God exists. Just like Naren asking Ramkrishna Paramahamsa, can you show me God? So then Ramkrishna replied that I can see God in you as much as I see in myself. So that is how he created curiosity in Naren. So that is the first step. So he started working from Rajasic mind to Sattvic mind, along with Ramkrishna Paramahamsa. Then he started experiencing what is Sattva Guna itself, how it can show the God. Because the more Sattvic one becomes, the nearer he gets into God. Then he learned through meditation how to eliminate the Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. With that, you transcend the reality. So then there is no Loka, or there is no world, or there is no Prakriti and all that existing. So you are just Purusha. And that is Vimuktihi. So the second step we need to do is, or second stage we need to achieve for ourselves is realization. What is realization is we are able to see consciousness in everything. That is realization.
Consciousness in everything means every jivas, right? Or
Yes,
it is
every
also
jiva. To begin with, every
Only
jiva.
jivas, yeah.
Then there is no person. See the
Yes. Yeah. Basically, you are trying to separate Prakriti and Purusha there. They are
Correct.
trying to identify Purusha in all jivas.
Yes. In that case, what happens is yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, whichever moves, last time you have discussed, whichever is moving, it is a Prakriti guna or it's because of Purusha it moves? I forgot.
No, the movement of the mind is Prakriti.
It's Prakriti. Okay.
Purusha just observes. There is nothing moving in Prakriti. Like we say, I'm growing. If you say you are growing, that means you are talking about Prakriti.
Yes.
Purusha can never grow.
Mm.
Okay. Let's continue tomorrow. Then.
Okay, good. Yeah, sure. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Vilas. Thank you. Bye.
Mhm.